Okay, right. So my name's Jennifer Search. I run the Academy of Modern Tantra. I have been teaching Tantra for over 2 decades now, and sacred sexuality. I'm also a counsellor, and work in the realms of psychotherapy. So work with individuals and couples. Bit of self-disclosure. I came into Tantra because I had a very high trauma childhood, so I chose my desired path was counselling in my early 20s, and wanted to learn more about kind of like fixing myself, really. That expanded into the holistic field because, the counselling, the college course and everything, although it was really, really beneficial for me understanding psychology and psychotherapy, it didn't really it didn't heal me physically and my emotional, energetic body. And so then I kind of immersed myself in other methods like learning NLP, shiatsu, working with the energy meridians, Taoist Tantra. I met a woman who's half Indian and half Scottish, and she really kind of talked to me all about Tantra and trained me. And then I started going on lots of different workshops and retreats. We're going back a couple of decades now. So I attended, the most popular schools at that time and really immersed myself in it. And I did all the inner work on myself. When I was going through a lot of stress and trauma, my body was actually really affected by this. I lost all my hair several times in big bald patches of chronic alopecia. And it was only until I started learning Tantra and actually doing the emotional work on myself. I went to the doctor and I had all these injections on my head, and they tried steroids and everything. Patches would come back and then they'd fall out. And I kind of battled with this for many years. But it was because I was in inner turmoil inside, still suffering from childhood's traumas. And things that had happened to me in my adolescent years. So it was really when I got into the life path of Tantra and started doing that emotional inner work and working with my energy and my, kind of like doing the real deep inner journey, that actually I started to really embody healing. And I think it made such a profound effect on my life that I wanted to share it with others. I incorporated it in my practice. And for some reason, I just seemed to attract other women that had experienced, and men and couples that had experienced bad relationships, abuse, narcissism, toxic environments. And I just found that it was like the most cherishing kind of journey for me, to be, living in my passion and sharing the gifts that had worked for me and facilitating that space for other people, not trying to fix them, not telling them what I think they should do, but actually just holding space in a way where they can find the answers themselves and allowing them, just facilitating for them to find their own inner gifts and their own inner wisdoms, and really, finding their own true selves and their authentic selves. And it just really has evolved and become magical and amazing. And I've met so many phenomenal people. We run courses all the time. We run workshops, we run retreats. We have a community. Everybody chats with one another. It was really busy chatting today. One of the students came on with a problem, all the other students jumped in, they've made phone calls, they're arranging to meet, it's supporting one another, which was really beautiful, because I was actually on Zoom meetings and I couldn't jump in. So it's really nice to see the others supporting one another, as they do all the time. And it's just, lovely to witness and be part of. So that's a little bit of an introduction about myself. Hi there, Mark, Mufadal. So I'm going to hand over to Carol now, let her introduce herself. Obviously, Carol came through the Academy, that's how we met, and we're doing this beautiful collaboration at the moment. So we're running these Zoom meetings to get to know more people because we're doing this collaboration where I'm going over to Brazil and meeting with Carol, and we're inviting everybody as well. So yeah, that's really, you know, we're holding these to give you a connection with us and get to know us, and share about what we're going to do, sacred sexuality, and yeah, just share the love.
Okay.
Okay. Over to you, Carol.
Yes, I am Carol Tomaso, and I am a tantric therapist. And also I work with sacred sexuality throughout the sacred feminine. I'm also a priestess, as I call it, a priestess from Isis, since I received this energy throughout my work. I work with some tools for women called the yoni eggs. I don't know if you have ever heard about it. I'm also studying and master with the plants, the sacred plants, as ayahuasca, for instance. I learned from the Indians here in Brazil. And also I work with florals, essential oils, and sexual magic also throughout Tantra. And I help you in your sex life. I help you with your self-love, and especially I help you with empowerment, to empower yourself throughout your sexuality, and getting to know yourself throughout your sexuality, and clearing everything that is it important to clear, so you can be your authentic self. Once we are connected with our sexuality, we can be authentic. I came to do this because I was not like this a few years ago, or years ago. So I passed through some traumas also, and I had to recover. And I started working with florals and some alternative healing to heal myself. And I started healing myself in a way that I start going close to what we call blueprint, or what you came here to do in this world. And I was throughout a lot of spiritual work. I'm more than almost 15 years doing spiritual work, and I got here doing what I came here to do in this world, which is work with sacred sexuality, the sacred feminine, throughout the sacred feminine. And in my journey, my beautiful journey, I got to know Jen and Academy of Modern Tantra, which is an immense honor to be part of this group and this academy. And we are in a collaboration because of my relation with Academy of Modern Tantra. We are in a collaboration to bring people to get to know themselves and get in tune with your inner self, in a place which is where I had a lot of my awakening happened there. And so I would like everybody to go there and see and feel how is everything. So we are also in a collaboration doing this. We're gonna bring people there, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this today also. So we would like to know more people here also, or Jen?
I was just going to say Karen is here, and Karen's actually coming with us over to Brazil. Are you there, Karen?
Yes.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay, amazing. So we'll talk a little bit about, you know, as an introduction, what sacred sexuality is and what it represents. So obviously incorporating, you know, it changes the whole kind of interaction between, you know, what is sex and what is sacred sexuality. It's that spiritual, mindful, healing connection. It's having sexuality that's actually transformative. and being able to use that sexuality so that we can raise our energy, raise our sexual energy, and be able to do a number of things with it. So either using this that we can actually circulate it around our body and higher, you know, take it to a higher level and use it as a creative energy, a transformative tool for creativity, or actually use it to you know, connect with our partners on a much more intimate level. So, you know, within relationships, whether they're new relationships or older relationships, it changes the entire dynamics of our actual connection. For example, when we integrate Tantra into our relationships, it's also fun, and it's a beautiful way of enriching our lives together. So we do rituals with one another, and it gives us a reason and excuse to really do those beautiful things with one another that actually nurture our mind together, our spirituality together. We embody, you know, physically together. We energetically entwine together. Kind of some key aspects of sacred sexuality are the spiritual connection. It's really harnessing sexuality and entwining it with spirituality. And that's what really gives people a higher consciousness. And people have a personal awakening, like when they have a spiritual union, they're not just having sex, they're having a journey together that's a meditation, that's a really transcendental union. And it's also, you know, really healing for us. So, you know, many of us have had different journeys in life where sexuality hasn't been embraced. Maybe it's kind of been put on us, or maybe our just experience of it was not connective, was not wholesome, was not enjoyable. We were not able to embody pleasure, because what comes with sexuality is also pleasure. And, you know, we're put on this earth, and we only have this life on this earth, that we want to be able to enjoy pleasure as well. But pleasure with honor, you know, finding that balance within masculine and feminine, and entwining these two energies, remembering that we both have masculine and feminine with us all. So whether our physical form is a man or as a woman, it's finding that balance together, and it's celebrating that magic that comes between us, and being able to communicate on our own level, to be able to match, you know, expectations, to be able to have healthy boundaries and consent, and really to communicate our needs to one another. Because the only way that we live healthy lives really is if our relationships are healthy that are around us. As soon as we have someone toxic in our lives, the cracks show, and it all falls apart, and actually our lives get destroyed, because, you know, it's entwining sexuality with unconditional love as well, because love is what makes the world go round. Whether it's love for ourselves, love for a higher good, you know, for transcendental, for you know, whatever or whoever God is to us, hope, faith. These are the most important things that give us the drive to live and be happy and joyful. So, you know, sacred sexuality really embraces that pathway of healthy communication, a healthy sex life, an honorable one with boundaries and consent, where we get to actually receive the pleasure that we like, receive, you know, being able to ask for things.
And also something very important, just complementing what Jane is saying about sacred sexuality, is when every sexuality should be sacred. Saying sacred sexuality, sometimes we are being saying two things that is the same, because sexuality should be sacred. But if it's not sacred, what happens is that you see that you want sacred sexuality to enhance your energy and to make you evolve as a human being. But if you are not using your sexual energy the way it should, it will be the opposite. You'll be feeling with less energy than when you have started. Because if you do in the way that is sacred, you receive a lot of good in your life. And you will heal all the relationship, because the love can heal anything. So
Yeah.
you're able to heal. And something important also is that when you practice sacred sexuality, you can be authentic. Your authentic self can come up. Communication is important for you to communicate who you really are, what you really want, what do you desire, what are your fantasies. Are you able to put this to yourself? Do you know yourself? Do you know?
Oh, I think we just lost Carol then, didn't we?
Yeah. So can I just ask a question here, please?
Yeah, please do.
So when
No.
you say practice sacred sexuality, how do you exactly practice, and what does that involve? Sorry if I missed that part, if it's already been discussed.
Is that Ash?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Ash, thanks for the question, Ash.
Okay, I think she's frozen. So, okay, I'll answer that. So you incorporate Tantra into your life. Okay, so how do you practice sacred sexuality? One thing that makes sexuality different from anything else is the meditative and ritualized state. Are you back? Do you want to answer
I'm
that?
here, yes.
Yeah, go for it then. I don't want to take over from your...
No, very beautiful. No, you're saying perfect.
Okay.
Exactly. Can go on, Jen. Yes.
Okay, so we start with rituals. Rituals are really important. And there's a neurological wiring on this as well. So, you know, you maybe have a thing called addiction with association. Okay, so that's with the negative, that's with the shadow side. You also have, you know, it's like an anchor. So with association, every time you do a certain action, your body will relate emotionally and energetically to the experiences that you have every time you do that certain thing. So, for example, if you light some candles and you do a little namaste ritual, then your body drops completely into that zone, because you know that you're going into your sacred sexuality time. You really, you know, light candles, change the ambience, and do practical exercises either with yourself or with your partner. So these can be like self-love exercises. It could be mirror work. If you're on your own, it could be looking in the mirror, standing naked in the mirror, and actually telling your body how much you love yourself. It could be hugging yourself. It could be touching yourself with adoration. It could be breathing, really breathing into different parts of your body. Without meditation, without breath work, it doesn't change the dynamics of things. So I can't emphasize the importance of meditative breath work, transcendental journeys. These really change the dynamic of everything. And if you're with your partner and you want to have an enriching kind of, like you're saying, how do I incorporate that on a practical level? You do things like tantric massages with each other. You do tantric yoga together. You do eye gazing. You do communication. You do, you know, two-way breaths together. You sit in yab yum. You meditate, connecting all of the chakras together. You raise your energy. You raise your energy through the chakras. You have orgasmic energy sessions with one another, taking turns to, you know, embody one another's needs fully. Does that kind of answer your question in short a little bit? That's the real practical level. And I'll take this opportunity, Tabitha.
I'm sorry.
Come to Brazil with us. We're going over to Brazil to have a sacred journey. We're going to go to where Carol lives. Actually, there's loads and loads of natural quartz there. So you can come to there's sacred waterfalls there. Are you still around there? Are you still hearing me?
Yes, I am. Yeah, send me details, please. I'm interested in that.
Yeah, you know, we're gonna go to the waterfalls. We're gonna do rituals. We've got a shaman coming. There's all this natural quartz in the land. Totally
Wonderful.
complete reset. We're going to do exercises like working with our microcosmic orbit. One of the exercises that is most popular, I did this on our last Zoom, and I might repeat this one because everybody really loves working with this, is working with the PC pump, is working with our PC muscle. This is our orgasmic muscle, and it's one of the most important muscles to keep it, you know, really strong and keep our attention there. And being able, you know, sensation goes ultimately wherever your attention goes. So if you want to start feeling sexuality, it's that feeling of like fake it until you make it. If you feel like you're numb or you're shut off or you're not connected to your sexuality.
I don't.
You don't feel that, or you do feel that?
No, I don't feel that. No, I don't. I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I've had issues with sex addiction as well. So it's sort of a very fine line for me.
Yeah. So I'm just talking generally for, you know, everybody. It's about putting, okay, so for you having the sex addiction, it would be more about working with that, raising the energy and channeling it. So transmutation into creative power. So we work with the microcosmic orbit. Now, this is in Neo-Tantra, we take lots of different elements of different modalities. So we have the mindfulness, we have the meditation, we have yoga, we have conscious touch. We have all these beautiful, we have the law of attraction, we have manifesting. And with the Taoist techniques come, you know, raising our sexual energy. So we have the governing channel that runs up the back of your body. Have you heard of this before? That was to you, Tabitha.
Sorry, no, I haven't. No.
So when we have, you know, our root chakra, our base chakra is where obviously all of our sexual energy resides, where our PC muscles are. So when you actually start to put your attention in that area and start squeezing and raising the pleasure in that area, you can actually start to transfer the pleasure around. So drawing it up your spine, and we call that the inner flute as well. So we take it all the way up the governing channel to the top of your head. You put your tongue to the roof of your mouth, connecting these two channels. So there's the conception channel that runs down the front of your body. And with this, you can start to pump that muscle up, pump your sexual energy. You can either do the Kundalini breath, a very dynamic breath. There are different versions of this. And pump that energy up. You can also, you know, make sure that you look at your third eye, calling in everything that you want to manifest, and just experiencing different realms of kind of like different experiences of highness, different experiences of pleasure, different kind of journeys. So we'll do that as a little exercise. I just want you to just kind of like close your eyes for a moment and just try to put yourself, you know, just put your attention into your root chakra. So they also call your governing channel the inner flute. So there's different kind of names for this, depending on whether you're from a Taoist background. I'm just gonna mute everybody now so that there's no background noise. Okay. So hang on a minute. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna mute everybody. Okay. So just closing your eyes and just breathing into your body. I want you to really take some nice deep breaths, breathing all the way in and breathing down to your pelvis. Okay, breathing down into your yoni, into your lingam. So taking some nice deep breaths and release. Continuing to breathe down into this area. And now I want you to, as you breathe in, just practicing on squeezing those muscles. So as you breathe in, squeeze, 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 and just draw that energy. If you can't locate exactly which muscles, squeeze your buttocks, your thighs, everywhere. And just imagining that you're sucking that energy up your spine, your inner flute, and it comes all the way up your body. You can feel it tingling at the back of your neck. You can feel it tingling at the top of your head. And just put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and let that energy just trickle all the way down the front side. Just being really mindful of following where the sensations go. So continuing to take those nice deep breaths. And as you're squeezing the muscles, I want you to now just get into moving your hips with this. So getting into being more of a rhythmical squeeze. So it isn't just you silently squeezing inside, allowing yourself to really squeeze, and maybe your body rocks a little bit. And this kind of brings you into the rhythm of yourself. So just breathing. Just squeezing, moving your hips around, feeling your feet connected, whichever part of you is connected to the earth. So maybe your sitting bones are connected to the earth, and maybe it's your feet. Just draw that energy upwards. Squeeze, drawing it up your spine, to the top of your head. Just practice this process, tongue to the roof of your mouth. Just practice letting it trickle down the front side and letting those sensations really expand. Let the sensations expand around your pelvis. So really increasing that sensation area. Feel all of the muscles. Now just do a little pulsing of short pulses. And just adding into that now with the short pulses, a more dynamic breath. So you can do that blowing through your lips, or you can do it through your nose. Or through your nose. So really pumping those muscles there, pumping them and breathing dynamically. And then take a big breath. As you take a big breath, take a big squeeze. Draw that energy up your spine, up to the top of your head. Just hold it there. Just opening your crown chakra, feeling that little area of bliss, that tingling. Just feeling that connection with the skies. Put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And then release and feel that warm, tingling sensation come all the way over the front side of your body. Let it expand down over your chest, over your abdomen. Just letting it move around. All the way around. And then again, just building it up with a deep breath, breathing in. Holding, squeezing, imagining all that you want to call into your life, and releasing, letting it wash down the front of you. And really practice different ways of doing this. So as you squeeze and breathe, drawing it up your spine, feel those tingles weaving their way up. Keeping it on the top of your head, moving it, letting it circulate around your third eye, just really feeling your third eye activated. I want you to open your third eye and look at your third eye and focus on the future that you choose to call in for yourself. Give yourself permission to say yes, that you are open to the universe for more opportunities, for evolution, for pleasure, for achieving your goals. And then put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and let that energy wash down the front side, slowly trickling down between your breastbone, your chest, into your belly. And continuing that practice, moving it around and around. And as you're doing this practice, just be aware of the noises that you hear and the sensations that you feel. So maybe you can hear noises in the room. Maybe you can hear noises that are outside. Feel your actual breath moving through your body. Feel your energy passing through your body. Experience your chest and your lungs as they expand with each breath that you take and as they contract. Open your hands. Allow your fingertips to tingle on the end as you let anything that no longer serves you leave your body. So breathe in. Opening your hands, releasing your fingertips, take it to the top, tongue to the roof of the mouth, and release with an ah. Ah. And at the same time as you feel that vibration move through your body, release through your fingertips anything that wants to leave your body. So again, taking in, squeezing slowly, pumping that energy, pumping those orgasmic muscles, breathing in and out, honoring your body, remembering your lingam, remembering your yoni, sending them love, breathing into that area, squeezing, then taking a big breath, drawing that energy up to the very top of your head, to your crown chakra, around this area, opening your palms, saying yes to the universe, yes to pleasure, yes to your future, tongue to the roof of your mouth, and then release. Ah. And letting it trickle down the front side of your body, flowing all the way down. So you can feel that tingling sensation come from the top of your head down through your throat, through your chest, through your abdomen, into your pelvis. And this is a practice that really honors your sexuality. It's working with your sexuality. It's one of our fundamental practices that can be incorporated when making love. It can be incorporated when self-pleasuring. It can be incorporated when you just want to raise your energy. You can do this at a more dynamic level. You can get into a, so we do the, and then do the big squeeze, take our arms up, squeeze up your whole body, take it all the way up to the top of your body, squeeze everything tight, 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 and then release. Oh. Letting that all the way through you. And just noticing how when you do that, even for a few seconds, you're actually able to awaken different sensations on your skin. So imagine when you really start to do some more sensual work, honoring your body. So this could be self-touch, this could be heart connection, this could be wave breaths, this could be all kinds of different physical things that we can do to our body to put ourselves really in the present. Really honor all the pleasure that we can have, whether it's ourselves, whether it's with our partners. And there are many, many different exercises. So if you want to just open your eyes, sacred sexuality, to summarize this, is bringing lots and lots of beautiful practices into your life that are surrounded with breath, meditation, sexuality, that there are limitless, literally limitless different rituals. You can do them with yourself, you can do them with your partner. It can be from creating your partner, putting a fruit platter on their body. It can be feeding one another. It can be simple things like playing the Shiva Shakti game, where you get to ask for what it is that you want. Maybe you just want your wrist stroked. Maybe you want the backs of your, maybe you just want someone to actually breathe into your ear and whisper your name. Maybe you just want them to touch your shoulders. Maybe you just want to hug. Maybe you just want to spoon. It's being sacred. It's spending that sacred and delicious time with either yourself or one another, and really honoring us and our needs as human beings. We have a birthright, and that is to receive honor, love, and pleasure. If that makes sense. Are you still there, Carol? I can only see your picture. Okay, it looks like we've lost her for a moment. So if anybody has any questions, you know, we're doing this just as an introduction to get to know more people, to bring a community together. We can add you to our WhatsApp group where you can meet other people. You can do shares. I would love you to come and join me. I'm running an orgasmic energy workshop. It's probably a bit soon for you now. It's on Saturday, but there are other.
I'm sorry. My kids came from school and I had to organize a little bit, but I'm fine. I just for 2 minutes, okay.
There are other workshops that we're running at the time, and obviously we're going to Brazil together. So if anybody wants to come to Brazil in October,
talk a
little bit.
Actually, there's something that I would like everybody to experience. Is what I have experienced. That is this quantum jump that we can do. We can have this jump, evolutionary jump. I don't know in which stage you are, and regarding relationships, sacred sexuality, and relationship with yourself, with your self-love, and how is it your plans? I mean, because if you have a nice sexual life, this energy goes through all areas of your life. So I always tell my students here in Brazil, if you don't like your job, or if you're not happy with your job and you think you have a nice sexuality, you're not having a nice sexuality, because if you are in tune with your orgasmic power, this energy will open up and you have joy in every area of your life, and especially your work. So I'm giving just an example. How is your life? How are your plans in work, in relationship, with your life purpose? Do you have fun? How is life? Or do you live life with more weights and sadness? You know, it depends on what we are going through. We can go through a lot of different feelings and stages. So if you like to jump from one situation to another, even if you're doing so good and you'd like to fly, because there's no limits. I say there's no limits to what you can do and you can evolve in this life. We are in a moment that we have a lot of tools. You just open the internet and you're going to find a lot of people doing spiritual work, sexual work. So regarding all this, I would like you to make this jump. And one of the ways of making this jump is going to some places that are portals. Yes, so one of these portals is Chapada dos Veadeiros, which is this place where me and Jen, we are organizing this retreat. And everything we do there regarding meditation, spiritual work, tantra yoga, yoni eggs, anything you do there will multiply by 100, and you'll be able to have a huge awakening, loving more yourself, and be able to be a much more fulfilled human being. Because at the end of the day, I teach sacred sexuality, but for the sexuality to be sacred, other parts of your life will start, even if it's not everything perfect now, but the things will start just evolving and being much better. I say for myself, doing this work, I met Jen, and so we're doing all this. And I don't know if we're running out of time or if we have more time.
Well, we've just got a few minutes left. So on a practical level, we're also going to go to markets. We're going to have clay baths. We're going to meet shamans. We're going to go all around the local areas. We're going to have lots of fun, as well as spirituality and learning different tools and having, you know, workshop time and spiritual inner work. So is anybody interested? Would anybody like more information on this? Because we can take that aside. I know you're already coming, Karen. And I know you expressed an interest, Tabitha. Is there anybody else that would like me to send them some information privately? Because I don't want to, I mean, I'm really enjoying having the time with you, but I also know that some people might have arranged other things. They might have things going on in the evening. And just because we sit and blabber on doesn't mean to say that everybody else doesn't have like maybe family
So
waiting.
where is this based?
Pardon?
Sorry, where is this based?
Chapada dos
This is-
Veadeiros.
Yeah, Chapada dos Veadeiros is in the heart of Brazil. So I am from São Paulo, Brazil, and I go to this place. This is also a little bit far away for me. It's 2,000 kilometers from São Paulo, but for you, you would take a plane, for example, Heathrow to Brasilia, which is the capital of Brazil. And once you get there, you drive more 2 or 3 hours and you get to this place, which is a place full of waterfalls, and you have crystals in the ground, and you have like special landscape with a lot of nature around. So that's why it's a portal, spiritual portal. And
So
we'll be doing a lot of dynamics there. You'll also be able to got to know more about the medicine plants that Indians use, as ayahuasca, for instance, and also cacao and magic mushrooms. And so we are organizing all this wonderful work. I think Jen is putting her contact. And
yeah,
also, I
Sorry.
also would like to invite you all to follow me on my Instagram. I'm writing basically in Portuguese, but sometimes I put some material in English. But yes, it's just a way for you to be in touch with me. So I'm not sure how I can put my Instagram here, but I will write down. Okay, I'm writing down my Instagram. So if anyone, and also I'll be delighted to have you in Chapada dos Veadeiros with me.
I'm just putting the details in the chat for everyone of the website, my WhatsApp number, my email. So if you just want to copy and paste that, and if you actually have any questions, if anybody needs to leave, by the way, you know, I understand it's 8:10. You can, you know, we really thank you for coming and joining us. But I put all my details in there, so you can just privately message me with any questions that you might even have about sacred sexuality, or about any private contact. Find Carol. I can send you Carol's Instagram, and you can see more images of Chapada dos Veadeiros, her work, things that she does. Yeah, they will be in Portuguese, but you'll see a beautiful face anyway.
And if you're interested in the yoni eggs, or if you have a private session with me, I'm also astrologist. I do astrology. I do also human design, florals, essential oils. I have a lot of experience with the sacred feminine, but I can receive patients or clients that are women or men or couples. So if you'd like to know more about my work also, but the best thing would be meet you in Chapada dos Veadeiros in person, or here we'll be doing these events every month, more or less. So we'll be also delighted to see you again here.
Just making friends, making connections, letting people speak. We don't spend the whole time talking to you about sacred sexuality. We like to spend time going round to each person, because I think Zoom meetings are more interesting when people get a chance to speak. Yeah, if you have to sit there the whole time just listening to me talk, or getting entwined in, you know, meditation, all this, people lose interest. People want to talk, they want to interact, they want to ask questions, they want to talk about themselves and share and listen to others. So, you know, feel free to interject, ask questions. This is a way really, you know, to expand our community, to get to know one another, to share views and, you know, experiences of sacred sexuality in our life, or the lack of them, you know.
Yeah, but this encounter is good also. I would like you to at least have the seeds planted inside you that sacred sexuality is your birthright. So you're here to experience that. And for you to live this sacred sexuality, you have to find sacredness inside yourself, and also start seeing light in others, and finding the real love that would be the unconditional love. and also getting to know your body, which is very simple and fun. So it's good that you have these seeds inside you. And thanks. If you need to go, it's fine. Thanks, everybody. It was a pleasure meeting you. And I wish you all a great night.
Okay, amazing. Thank you everyone for joining. And please put your contact details in the chat, and then I can WhatsApp you also and send you information about anything. Feel free to, you know, if you want to message me private in the chat and put your phone numbers in there, so that we can keep contact. Maybe even if it's an email address, I can put you perhaps on and you can get the newsletter. It would be a shame for you just to come on and then I never see or hear from you again. Basically, the reason we do this is to make friends and to make contacts and to build community and connection with my, you know, like-minded souls. So you've got my number there anyway. But yeah, feel free to private message me. So we will conclude today, I think. And thank you everybody for joining, and it's really lovely to see you again, Anthony. Lovely to see you again, Karen. Hopefully we will be seeing you, Arita and Amanda, again, and Ash maybe, and Mufadal. Thank you for coming again. So yeah, okay,
thank you so much. It was lovely.
All right.
It was lovely to see you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. If you all
Bye
click on
bye.
exit now.